Ciao tutti guys, welcome to another episode of the Italianforawhile podcast. Today we're here with Joshi.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for coming. Thank you. So if people follow us on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn, whatever, chances are that they might already have seen you.
Maybe.
Okay. So guys, Josh has been here for now more than a year, to be honest.
This is month 13.
Wow. Because I don't want to spoil, so introduce yourself, Bas.
Hi guys, I'm Josh. I'm from Dallas. I first did my experience abroad in Turin, went home for a little bit and came back, and now I'm doing it in Milan.
Perfetto. We don't spoil it while you're back here now. We're going to talk about it later. But basically, you're done a full year experience in Turin.
Exactly, yeah.
So, bellissimo.
10 months in Turin, 3 months in Milan, so
Bellissimo.
can't get any better than that.
Allora, I want to start from the very beginning, okay? Why did you decide to do this experience in that moment of your life?
I think it's a few things, but mainly I was hitting a rut at work. I was hitting a rut in my personal life. I was just hitting a rut in ways where I was realizing that I need to change in my life. I need to do something different. I had always wanted to come abroad. COVID had kind of shifted a few of those things. I had just gotten in a relationship. I was working in medicine, and the goal was obviously to end up at med school. And I was like, is this something I want to do? If I do commit to it, then I'm not going to be able to have the time to travel really anymore for at least 10 more years. There's so many things. I wanted to get my head in the right space. I wanted to get myself some time to think and just kind of explore me a little bit more as well. It's also one of those things too where we're in America, such a go society. So I really wanted to break from that as well. And so I took a step back and decided, hey, let me look for some program. I Googled y'all. Y'all were one of the first ones that came up. I met with Annetta, and she was very, very helpful and welcoming to get my visas and everything and get over here. And I was like, all right, I'm going to go to Italy. I'm going to do 10 months, and then got a second win and came back for 3 more. So really excited to talk about that later. But yeah, I mean, I just felt that after a while, there was only so much I could do in America without getting some more perspective for myself, and just kind of, I needed a break. And so IFA, which I recommend for everyone, plug one, is one of the greatest things I've done, because it's given me such an opportunity to really explore those avenues and explore who and what I can become. You never know until you're here. So
yeah, until you sit with the uncomfortable of okay, I have to face this, what am I gonna do? And of course, if you're here, chances are that maybe you have more time to think, to slow down a bit compared to the super fast pace that you have in the States.
Yeah, exactly. Stop, and we normally say smell the roses, but drink the aperitivos here instead.
Even better.
Even better. I mean, it's one of those things too where the more pressures you feel as a younger person trying to get in the job market, or did I make the right decision in college? You're second guessing all these questions, and it lets you come over here and be really analyze, is this something that is fruitful? Am I wanting to continue in medicine, or am I wanting to continue down another path? Is there a new skill I can learn? What can I bring to myself to kind of get this realization? And I feel like Italy really gave me that time to really take a step back and just kind of be okay, it's not that serious. We don't have to be killing ourselves day in and day out to try to find the next thing. It can come to us, or we can come to it. So
little by little.
Deep breaths. Yeah.
Okay, now I want to know, why did you pick Italy, and why specifically Turin for your experience?
Okay. 2 things. I think first, I was looking for European adventures, just other avenues. And at the time for me, Italy just was something I did in high school too. I had a little bit of an impression already of coming to Italy before, and just loving the culture, loving the society, knowing enough about the history and all these things, which really kind of led me down that path. And secondly, I think y'all really made it so much easier to choose Italy, I swear, than going somewhere else. But not only when I was looking for cities and places to go, I had talked to my dad a little bit and just some family and friends, and Turin, I didn't even know it existed until I was looking. I was like, Turin, what's Turin?
What's in Italy? Rome and Milan.
And maybe Florence, right? But after a while, I realized hey, looking through all the cities, watching YouTube videos, watching all these things, how cool Turin could be. And it felt more to me like the real Italian experience, not necessarily saying that like we said, Rome, Milan, or Florence aren't.
Smaller.
It's smaller a little bit, but it's still big enough where there's an airport I can fly into, right? But,
priorities, of course.
Right. But I think there was just something really collectively calling me towards it as well, and I think that had to do with my father a lot. Just he had been there. He was like, "Go do it. This would be a great city." It kind of fits in some roots. I have no Italian blood, so there wasn't like, oh, my family's from the south of Sicily or their family's from the north. Okay, let's go there. It's
of course. That's easier in a sense because you already are like directed towards like
something. There was no necessary calling for me. I was just like, let me take a peek. And I had been to Rome, I had been to Milan, I'd been to some of these cities, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna do Turin. And it was funny because it was a big full circle moment for me because my dad and my grandfather used to come to Turin for my grandfather's work way back in the day. And so it was one of those things where he was able to come drop me off, and he was like, oh my God, I went here 30 years ago. We did this 30 years ago.
So nice.
We spent a week here for his birthday, and we were able to go and like see all these museums, the Shroud, all these very famous, and people forget that Turin was the capital of Italy at one time. So it is a really big city in the sense of its history and culture, and there's just so much to do, and we kind of just jam-packed as much as we could together in that first week that kind of him and my grandfather did. And I didn't really know my grandfather much. He died when I was really, really young. So it was really nice to kind of see my father kind of walk down memory lane a little bit while also allowing myself to kind of stand side by side while he's doing it. So, I couldn't have asked for a better city, for sure.
So cute. Thank you for sharing. I'm sure that your grandpa would really like, he was looking like upon you and so on.
Oh, definitely staring down from above.
Nice, very nice. Okay, so Turin, really there was like some deep thought about like that decision, like behind this decision.
Yeah, it was scary, but I was like, let me just go for it. Why not?
So I was about to ask you if you have ever did you ever regret this decision? But I think
no, I don't think regret would be a word I would use for this experience. Absolutely not. There's so many. I've had some regretful moments, but those are because of other alternative reasons, not because of the experience.
Knowing you a bit, I might have had some ideas. Couple of aperitivos.
Too many aperitivos. But I would definitely say that I haven't regretted a second of being here. And I would, if I could, 10 times over, would for sure do it 10 more times.
Nice.
So.
No, I was more asking you if you were regretting Turin, but this is already another, an even more deep question.
No, I recommend to anyone, whatever city you think you want to choose. You also can switch cities if you wanted to with y'all's help as well. But I still think Turin's one of my favorite cities in Italy because of my experience, even though I've seen so many others and I've experienced, and I'm experiencing Milan now, I would have never changed that choice for any other one. I think that was the perfect place for me. Nice. And it gave me the opportunity to be me and grow. So wouldn't change it for a heartbeat.
Perfetto, bellissimo. Speaking of the possibility to change locations, I was very surprised at first when I heard that you were coming for so many months without changing the location. So it's really something like you wanted to really challenge yourself, because 10 months in one place could feel like maybe even just overwhelming to think, when you're back home.
Well, I challenged that idea because, yes, at first I didn't really understand that my opportunity was there to change, and I'm glad I didn't, because by month 10 it felt like home. Versus if I was doing 3 months here, 3 months there. I've met so many other IFA students who are like, this is my home after 1 week, so it really is more of a personal thing. But by month 10, I'm like, God, I've lived here my whole life. Like, this is my birth city, basically, which is so amazing because it allows you to really, by month 10, I really was ingrained in society, it felt like.
You felt part of the community.
Yeah, and I felt like I knew so many people. I knew the owners of these restaurants, and it became like Tuesdays we go here, Wednesdays we go here, kind of one of those...
Like a routine.
Like a routine. Like it really did start to feel like home. And I also got to see all the seasons. The cities change depending on when you come too. It's really important to check if your city has an off season or an on season. Luckily, Turin's just always going because it has the mountains nearby, and in the summer it's warm and it has all the parks and the rivers and everything. So, I would not change it for anything. And I see the hesitation for some for wanting 10 months in one location. It can feel a little overwhelming. But like we said, we get to meet up with you during every so often with all their students in different cities.
Definitely you get to see other cities.
Yeah, I'm not stuck in Turin.
Yeah, absolutely.
I saw other countries, other cities. So, it was nice to call it home base for sure.
Very nice. And what about like another aspect about the 10 month is like, you know, there are people coming for 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, 10 months. It's almost a complete year. How much do you feel that you have changed in this experience, like in these so many months?
I mean, it's crazy. I mean, even those people that came for 2 or 3 weeks, you get to meet with them and see them change so much in these 3 weeks. And then like when you look in a mirror and you see yourself after 10 months, it's like, holy crap, I've literally become a whole new person, but in a way that's not like my mom didn't say, oh my God, you've changed completely when I came home. Like, but it's like I've grown in a sense where it's, for me, I'm able to turn like certain doubts or certain struggles into like a positive thing. They're now abilities instead of struggles. And I think after 10 months, I became such a better version of myself than I would have never have done if I hadn't come. So
yeah, no, but I agree with you. Like, it's not that, because a lot of people, like a lot of students also ask us like, oh, but is 2 months gonna be enough? Is 3 months gonna be enough?
1 day is enough. I
Yeah,
mean.
exactly. Like even just the decision to do it and to go so far away from home for some people, or maybe closer, like if you're already from Europe, yeah, like you're not that far, but still, like just the decision to go somewhere new, far from your family, far from like everything that you know.
I mean, that's same. Like some of my closest friends weren't Americans necessarily. They were from Switzerland or Germany, in these countries that are. This feels like their backyard to us Americans, but to them it's still a foreign concept. And I think it's interesting that with 10 months, I had the ability to meet these people that would only come for a month, a couple weeks, maybe 2 months, 3 months for more of a study abroad kind of situation. And you just see them grow and you grow with them in those 3 months. And then it's like your heart gets shattered a little bit because they're leaving. You're like, oh, that was so fun. And then another one shows up. So it's one of those things where I'm learning over 10 months too to kind of these quick life cycles of friendships and relationships that I've now are turned into full friendships and relationships. I mean, I've visited these people in their home cities, their home states, all these kind of things. So it's very, I don't know, it's just like, it's so pleasing because had the opportunity to do the 10 months. I mean, if I could do it again, I'd do 20 months, you know, right? Because now I can get more couches to sleep on in the future, right? But it is very interesting too, because I mean, I know so many people that come for 2 weeks and do this, and they feel so sad after 2 weeks to leave. And it's like, I understand the time constraints that you have with everything else going on in your life, but if you have the opportunity to do as much as you can, do as much as you can, because you're just giving yourself more and more time to improve. So. And
you can still come back.
And you can always come back. You can, I mean, yes, and you don't have to do it all in one city if you don't want to. If you want to do a week in Rome, a week in Florence, a week in Milan, you can do that. Like, the world's your oyster. So.
Adoro. And what about, like, if I were to, I know that in 10 months you might have like plenty of different possible answers, but when you think about Torino, the best memory and the hardest moment.
Okay, I think one of the best memories, my father came to drop me off, but then he came back with my mother a few months later for her birthday.
Nice.
And we had such an amazing day doing all these museums, walking around, having aperitivos, and it felt like being a kid again. Like, it literally felt like, oh, mom and dad are taking me to the park, but instead I'm taking mom and dad to the park, which is a weird full circle moment as an adult. Telling your parents, being the one talking, being the one getting all the things, like paying your €2 for this or that. And it's definitely a power dynamic shift, but it was so much fun. It was so amazing to see them just smile through everything, even though they had no idea what's being said to them half the time in Italian, because I'm ordering for them here, there, and whatnot. I think that was one of the most memorable times for me when they came in Turin. On the flip side of that, though, it's one of those things where you would say in the beginning, oh, like, you're lonely, you're scared, it's really anxious. I think those kind of fears actually really settled into me closer to month 10, when I'm like, oh, I have to go back to America and like do things and be a person again. Like, it's not like that it wasn't in the 10 months, it's just like, am I going to be that same person when I go home versus this new person I've become today? And that fear really sets in, because when that plane is coming up, you're like, one, it's a long flight home, and two, you're like, I love being here, doing this. And I think that was one of my biggest fears is, I think it was like day 4 before I was about to leave. We had a little send off with some friends, because I think I left on a Thursday. I think this is the Sunday before. I was like, guys, I'm gonna miss everyone. It's like being ripped away from your family almost as you growing back. And it's really hard to leave, because it's like, this is, like I said earlier, this is my new home. Like, it feels like I've ingratiated myself with the community, with everyone that's there. And so I think the hardest is leaving, like the feeling of leaving. I mean, most people I think would say probably being scared of coming, but I think it was for me, it was being scared of leaving. Yeah.
That's the majority of the answers I get, to be honest. Like either before arriving here or maybe like the first week.
And for sure, I felt those. And you know me, I'm a very extroverted, outgoing person. I still am scared I'm going to be lonely or outcasted to the world when I get here. But I think those fears were so much easier to overcome to me that it really didn't feel like a fear towards, like once I've felt those emotions versus when I'm leaving, it's, oh, now I have the fear of coming back. And am I going to bring what I've learned from here back into my quote unquote real life back in America, even though this is my real life for 10 months, like this was life. Like that kind of realization's hard to kind of settle in until you're right before you leave. You're like now I have to go do all this in America. Like I want to just be in Italy forever, but you got to go back.
And also I bet that there was like also a what now?
Exactly.
So, because I remember, and you said it earlier, that you decided to come because you were like confused. Or like, should I keep studying medicine? Should I keep doing this? Should I pursue this career? Should I change?
Unsure about what's next,
So, then you came back. So you earned yourself some more extra time to think.
Right.
But right after Turin, I want to know, like when you were going back home, other than, of course, being sad. But what about the what next?
Well, that was crazy because like once I was getting ready to go home, my what next turned back really quickly about coming back and working the Olympics, because literally it wasn't until basically I got home that I found out that I was going to be able to work the Olympics. So then it was like, okay, now I got to find an apartment, now I got to do all these things and come back. But it was...
We're doing a little spoiler here.
But I think when I got home, I was like, what's next was really hard to kind of pinpoint, because even though I had 10 months to like understand and ask these questions internally, I knew what I didn't want to do. Instead of like, I was able to more, like you had said at a previous time, about canceling things that I know aren't necessarily the things.
It's already perfect. It's already something. Like,
I'm
really
weeding
complete.
down the answers, and like I know when I get back, I'm gonna continue working in medicine until I can find that next thing, knowing that the next steps in medicine aren't necessarily something that I want to do anymore. But it is hard when you get home to kind of realign that what's next. Because once I got home, there was probably 2 weeks before I figured out that I was coming back, that I was like, I don't know what I need to do. I'm so stressed. It's Thanksgiving. Everyone's going to be asking me at the Thanksgiving table, what's next? And I have a very nosy family. So I'd finally kind of set my eyes on, I know what's not next. And that's okay. That's the same. It's an answer.
Yeah, it's as important as, absolutely.
But I definitely kept on the mindset of, I was on holiday in America on my way back to Italy, so keeping that little...
I remember you telling me this and I was like, I love it.
Like the mindset wasn't, I'm home, I'm on vacation in America, because I was like, I'm coming back. Like, I know I'm coming back now. What's next is 4 more months ahead now. I still have some time. But it is one of those things where it does feel like a lot of pressure. And that's one of the reasons I love Italy so much, is the societal pressure isn't necessarily as strong as the materialistic American society sometimes. So they're asking what's time for the next aperitivo instead of what's next in your life, you know?
You know, I think it's like 50-50. For sure, Italy, the pace of life, it's like a bit more chill. Like people have more options.
They're on time to things, though. You don't have to. I want to put that out there. Italians are on time. There is a misconception that they're late to everything. I mean, they may be late to dinner, but everything else they're promptly on time.
Exactly.
And they're more than Americans
but also,
are.
Like, we do high school, college, blah 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 blah. But like, if we are not doing an internship at 18, we are not, oh my god, like stressing out. Like, we do everything, but we do it like with more relaxed pace compared to the States, I feel.
Yeah.
But also the other 50, I think, was for you to be here as a student, you know? Like, you were not here working, like fully immersing in a completely different reality. Like, you had the chance to have time with your thoughts, with yourself,
exactly,
away from home, away from your comfort, you know, like...
Even the ones that I'd met that did work here and do this, they were still able to kind of take a deep breath in the Americans, because one, you're ahead of them in the time in the world, so like they had theoretically more time to get things done from the work day. But at the same time, they were able to kind of, because it isn't one of those things in America where it's like, you got to go to high school, you got to go to college, you got to get a master's, you got to get an MBA, you got to do this, you got to get a doctorate.
You gotta have 20,000 internships.
You have to have done this certain thing to get this certain thing. And it's all these benchmarks we set ourselves, but they're not actually required for things. They're just expectations. And the only person that can really set those for you is you. And so coming over here really gave me the perspective to be like, what are my expectations? And that's one of those things when you're asking what's next is I have new expectations for myself. And that's what's next this is the things that I want to achieve or get to. Now let's just go out and do them. It doesn't necessarily have to be, oh, well, now what's next? I have to go back to med school or go back to this school or go get an MBA or those are options that I may pursue in the future, but they're not requirements anymore. Where it felt pressured to be like it. And I think like you were saying with that 50-50, it's here there's not that requirement expectation. There's just an expectation. It's not forceful.
Yeah. I think like you have a final goal and everyone can have a different path to reach it, So that is something that maybe you lose a bit in the States. Like it's like, hey,
it feels very structured.
Then C, then D, then you reach the Z and you all have the same steps. Well, now you know that it's like more.
And some people that works for them and it for sure
absolutely.
It's tried and tested for sure.
Yeah.
But it's not the solution. Like it's not a one size fits all kind of thing where you have to hit these benchmarks to get to this benchmark. Obviously in medicine, a little different because you have to get to these certain schools to be a certain thing, but you don't necessarily have to do it in the same time frame, the same way anyone else does it. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm very happy that now you already know what you don't want to do, which is already something, and then everything else you'll figure out, but as long as you have like a final goal, that is already perfect. And also, as we said, you came back, so you still have some time. We're gonna talk about these in a bit. But first I wanted to ask you, during your time in Turin, we did a lot of Italian4While students meetups. You get to meet a lot of students. You basically came to all the ones that we did last year, basically, because we did the first one after your arrival, and we did the last one before you left. So you were everywhere, and it was so nice.
I felt like a star of people.
No, but like it was so nice because I came to visit you in Turin when you arrived, you remember? But then we get to see each other like so much often, and like of course not all the students that arrive, like we don't have that with all the students because maybe
they come for 2 or 3 weeks or maybe a month, and the seasons matter for certain things.
Yeah, or maybe like they already have, because like you guys, your weekends are so much occupied, maybe we plan the meetup and they're physically here, but maybe their parents are coming. So we met so many times. I want to know, did you enjoy these experiences? Do you feel like they were a plus in your stay here? And that's it for now. Then I will ask you another question.
No, of course, great question. I mean, I think it was one of those things too where I agree with you, where it's hard to sometimes get these meetups. Being here for so long allowed me the opportunity where not necessarily every weekend you're here, you need to do something. And that gives you the opportunity when these weekends do arise to have so much more fun. And I remember our first one was Sestri, and then we did Florence. No, it was Florence, then Sestri, then Milan, then Genova, and then we did a meetup in Turin. Yeah, we did a bunch. It was so amazing. I mean, each time we got to meet new people, and those people helped me or led to another weekend. Like I remember some of the people we met in Florence. One of them, Andy, crazy round circle story. Andy, we were good friends, and we met up during the Florence weekend. We got to talk. We ended up going meeting up with other people in the night, and everyone just like was such a solid friend group. We were all chatting for so long. She went home along with everyone else. But surprisingly enough, her aunt came out here, and then on a different meetup, I met her aunt. Yeah. We had a great time meeting not just Andy, but Jackie as well. And when Jackie came out, it was so crazy because she's like, "Oh, did you meet my niece Andy?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, yeah, that's crazy! Like y'all should have planned to come together." In my mind,
and she came back.
They came back, and then Andy did a non-sanctioned, but a very much sanctioned. We just call them a meeting outside of IFA's meetups, and they all came to Turin, and like we had such a good time. Right before we were all leaving, everyone was going back to the States. So it's one of those things where it was like a whole new friendship, and now I'm going to go visit them. Hopefully, if you see this, I'll let you know soon. But ciao. We go visit them out in Jersey. I've never been to the Jersey Shore, so I'm excited to really go see them and do that at some point this summer. So it's one of those things where not only does it give you like a little couch surfing or things with all these different cities in Italy, they had so many different opportunities because she lived at different parts of Florence. They lived in different times. Andy came in the hottest summer when it was tourist, and then Jackie came towards the end of the year when it was more like Christmas and warm, and everything's not necessarily closed and not necessarily open either for as long hours and stuff. So it gave them both such different experiences. But it all started with that one meetup, and like there was another meetup when we did, what was it, Sestri, and we got to see so many. I mean, I met so many people.
I remember Daniela. You went to visit her in Genoa, or maybe she came to you.
Both. So,
both. Hey, that one.
So Daniela and one of her friends from America, they came to visit me in Turin, and then we all went to Genova, and I was doing it was kind of crazy. So I went to see them in Genova, say hey, stay with them for a few days. The timing was just perfect. And then my sister-in-law, who's soon to be sister-in-law, was coming with her mom, and so I was able to couch surf with there for a night, and then basically go from there to meeting up with them, which is like my sister basically now, and we did a whole little trip to Florence, everything. So it's weird how these meetup weekends kind of lead to these other trips that then lead to other trips that then lead to other trips, and then it's so fun because now you've been a new friend for life, and it's someone that you wouldn't have never met outside of going to these weekends. I mean, even with the Milan one as well, like some of those girls and guys that we met then were just so fun, and they all came to stay with me. I had multiple meetups in Turin where they'd come, we'd make dinners, we'd go out to the clubs, they'd have like 10 mattresses lined through the my living room and in the hallway and in the little cubby hole and everything. So it's fun because it's giving more opportunities, and it's just so much easier to meet people that are doing the same thing as you. Like, not necessarily saying that it's hard to meet people in Italy, everyone's very friendly, but these people that come on these things, some of them didn't even necessarily know they're Italian as much because they're, like you said, brand new, doing their first 2 or 3 weeks, and then maybe we'll come back again and again. And so the ones that did come back again and again, you could see the growth and everything, and it was just so amazing. I mean, it was so much fun. Yeah, I mean, I would do it over and over again. So.
And it's always so nice to hear this. So actually, my next question was about this, like about the, I always forget. Couch surfing.
Yes.
The couch surfing. Okay,
yes.
I wanted to ask you about that. So about
they were more like mattress surfing, but both.
Both, it's fine. I wanted to ask about that, but you anticipated it. So I mean, not only to know that the meetups always go well, that you guys have fun. This is already something that we love to hear. But then, like I remember when you sent me like a selfie with some of the students because like you met.
I mean, like Venus came from Napoli.
From Napoli. Yes.
Hamish came from Florence. Danielle and
the friend from Genoa.
No, but the other girl,
Sarah.
Andy's came.
Yeah.
You've come. Anetta's come.
Yeah. And now you're coming to Rome.
Our Australian friends, what was her name? Jessica, I'm sorry, Jessica. I forgot your name offhand. Jessica came, and those are 2 separate weekends.
And these are all students that already left. Ciao, guys, we miss you so much.
We miss y'all. But it was so fun because they all were not necessarily in the same cities as well, and they met up on the same trains, and now they had train experiences coming up. And I mean, I don't mind going to the same museums repetitively, so it was fine with me, but the Egyptian Museum in Turin, so famous, and
every time they were coming to visit you, guess who was bringing them there?
Yeah, and I'm now a certified tour guide for the Egyptian Museum in English or Italian. But it was so fun because like they're allowing these opportunities for each other to kind of like come and stay in like with these like I stayed in one of their shared apartments. They've come and stayed in my apartment. It's one of those things where you wouldn't think that there's space or all these things. It's 1-2 nights. It's not like the end of the world, sleeping on the floor, on the couch, or the mattress.
It's manageable, yeah.
The decathlons have mattresses for like $10. So it was really good. It's growth too, because it's also learning how to like be a guest. And I mean, I'm a great guest, but also being a good host and vice versa. These things like are skills you need in life. And they definitely just like make the experience so much fun because now you're getting not only like kind of like this like freeing feeling, but it's also like you get to go and meet someone in their situation and their life and kind of become them for a day more or less because you're staying with them, you're following around, you're doing all the same things. So it is very fun and interesting, and I recommend it for anyone to do the meetups because then you can meet so many fun people. Yeah.
But also, I think like it also helps you to like step out even more of your comfort zone. Because, for example, I was speaking with another of our student, Megan, and she had another student come visit her in Milan some time ago, and they met in the Venice meetup that we did, you know? And so I was like, how did it happen? Because I was genuinely curious to know, like, how do you go from following you on Instagram during the meetup to actually then going to sleep on someone else's couch, you know? And she was like, yeah, we kept sending messages on Instagram, we kept talking, and then one day Gianna was like, oh, ciao Megan, can I come in Milan? Like, are you there this week? And can I sleep on your couch? You know, like straight to the point, super easy. And she was super happy to say yes, you know? And so this also like makes you like, I don't know how to say in English, but like, you have to take these decisions, you know? Like, because if you don't ask, you would have never done it, you know? So like
taking the leap of faith to go and be like, hey, I know we've only met for a few days in a completely different city. Can I come see you in your city? Like, are you free? Do the time? Like, hey, I have some dates. Because I mean, I did have to change those. Like, there was a meetup in Milan, a secondary meetup in Milan, and then those people from Milan came to our impromptu meetup in Turin as well. And it's like we merged our groups, did a full day. Like, it doesn't, like, you can still kind of choose your own path, but it takes a lot of courage to be like, can we do this during these dates? And asking and like kind of basically putting yourself on someone's calendar. It can feel, you don't want to feel forceful. You don't want to feel like you're being stingy or anything like that either. It's a fine line to walk, and it does take some practice. But I mean, I recommend definitely just asking. Because
I really agree.
My parents always taught me, if you don't ask, the answer's always no. So
Bello.
You at least get a 50-50, so.
I agree. Bellissimo. Okay. Now, end of Turin experience. Go back home, super sad, but I'm just on vacation. Like,
and I did some vacationing while so.
You did some vacation, yes, I can assure. How do you say? I can confirm. Ecco, sorry guys. Then,
certo.
You are back in Italy, in Milano, beginning of mid-January.
Yep.
Why? You already spoiled before.
Yeah, so it's so funny, I was given the opportunity to work for the Olympics and be a volunteer for the games, and hopefully going to continue also for the Paralympic Games, but to kind of continue on the couch surfing part of things, all those people that I met from the school, from these things, I stayed on their couches in Turin I flew back to Turin before arriving in Milan, because I had left some things knowing that I was going to come back. And so I had to grab some things, I want to say hi to friends. So I stayed for like 6-7 days in Turin and then moved into my apartment up here. And I was given the opportunity which was insane, to work the Olympics. I mean, I met so many crazy people. I even met Snoop Dogg. I met some like famous athletes from America and past Olympics. We got to talk with Olympic families, fans from all over the world, all these countries, and just all the other volunteers. I mean, I think they said like over 180,000 people applied and only 18,000 were accepted from 94 countries. Like, I feel very blessed to have that opportunity. And I think one of the craziest things about it all is the language skills that I proved, because I mean, some of the days I was just speaking Italian. Like,
we did our job.
Right? Like, I mean, you'd be surprised how quickly you can become semi-fluent in Italian in 10 months. I was like honestly gobsmacked, especially because I'm dyslexic. So I'm like, I hate learning anything to do with writing. Give me math homework all you want, but no writing. And it was very insane, because those experiences that led me to the Olympics, I mean, my parents came out here for the first couple of days. We went to the opening ceremonies together. My dad and I went to Bormio to see the alpine skiing. And then we went to figure skating. And I can say all that in Italian now, which is crazy to think about, because it would have never happened if I had never taken that first leap of faith, basically. I know I was saying this to Megan earlier. It's without the experience of that IFA's given me in those first 10 months in Turin, would have never led me to even think about applying to something like...
This was my next question. How do you think that the two things are connected, if they are?
Without a doubt, hand in hand connected, because I had to do all the trainings in English and Italian, which one also helped my Italian get better while I was vacationing back in the States, or as I like to say, on holiday.
Of course.
But then I had to like do interviews in Italian to get the Olympic accreditations. I had to write emails in Italian, all these new skills that I've never, or for the first time was using. I would have never been able to do it without the first 10 months in Turin. So like, it is one of those things where this caused me to be able to do it. And then once I got here to Milan, I mean, it's not like this is my first time to Milan, but it's still a new city, a new experience. This kind of same fears and anxieties can kind of creep in the back of your head. But I'm like, I don't have a chance to even have one of those. I'm like just full go mode.
You are going to do it.
I'm like, we're just going to do it. Like we're going to go turn, grab our things, move in, parents arrive, and just, I'm literally just like so excited because there's just so much happening. And it was just go for all those days. I mean, I ended up getting a little sick towards the end because I was literally just full send the whole time. And I mean, it's just one of those experiences too where without IFA, truly without Annetta helping me for the second passport, I would have never been able to even have like the visa opportunity on now using my travel visa to be here to do this. Like without all of these, it was like the stars aligned for me almost. Because I mean, it's the Olympics, it's the greatest stage for competition, but it's also for inclusion. And I think one of those things that allowed me to feel included was the 10 months experience prior to this, because it gave me the insight of the Italian mindset and culture that along with all I did work in the past in America on ambulances and in stadiums doing large scale venues and events. So that experience from America plus that experience in Italy kind of molded together that gave me the chance to do this. I mean, I don't think I could say for certain that with just my experience in America with medicine would have given me the opportunity without the Italian language. I mean, because I was able to kind of formate that argument in Italian and in English. And so
it all came together. Basically.
It all came together. I mean, it's the Olympics too. I mean, guys, we had such a good time. I mean, some of those games and competitions were so close. Like you're just
because not only you were working, but also you went to see them with your parents. When you were, right? Yeah.
And the opening ceremony was insane. All the Italian culture, and I knew so much of what was going to be going because I've seen so much of the culture.
Like the gestures.
The gestures and everything. I knew most of them. That one's a new one for me, and I like that one a lot.
I taught you
because I definitely have some times we would say bite our tongue, but I'm going to just start biting fingers off when I don't want to say the bad things to people.
Bravo.
But I mean, I don't think I would change it because the other thing too that's so interesting about the Olympics and being in Milan specifically too is that it was they call them widespread Olympics, so it's just the north of Italy, which turns in the north of Italy to me. So and it hosted the Olympics. Years and years ago, and I was able to see the footprint that was left by those Olympics then, and now I get to know that I left a footprint here in Milan in the future. So that's one of those things where it's like I'll be able to come back and be like, oh my God, here was the stadium, we did this, this is where I got this pin and that pin, and oh my God, look at this used to have this giant structure here for this house. Cool. All these things, all these new experiences that were only specific to the Olympics as well. So I mean, definitely sign up for the Olympics, guys, too.
So beautiful, bellissimo. So everything was super connected basically. It's so beautiful to know that everything, because when you think about it now, you're like, if you hadn't Googled, if you hadn't decided for the city, if you haven't decided to come, if you haven't decided to apply, if you hadn't, so many if, and now you're here,
I mean, it really is so crazy to think about because not only was I like, oh, hey, where's the best, easiest thing to get visas or this or that? I was just looking for the easiest out as possible. And when you're searching a little bit, even if you just put 10% effort searching for something, you stumble upon these amazing opportunities. And that's what IFA has been for me, is one amazing year-long opportunity that I've grown so much, not only personally, but in so many other ways with my other relationships with my family members, my parents coming out here. I've met my cousins out here. I've met my sister-in-law here, her mom for the first time, all these new interactions, new relationships, and being able to show these skills that I've learned in those months. I mean, from the first time my dad dropped me off and we're both struggling to read the Italian menu to just almost 3 months later, my mom and dad coming out and speaking almost fluent Italian to order, get into restaurants, get into our museums because we're running late to a lot of things.
Oh, of course.
And being like, scusa, più tardi, and then being having to explain to these guys I'm one of you now. I'm Italian. I'm Italian. I'm Italian. We're 5 minutes late, and he'd be
5 minutes.
And we're 10. But you just being I'm only 5 minutes late, and being able to express that, and just all these interactions. I mean, I definitely think that without having that search or having that, if letting the doubt of overcrowd the mental space or the mental fog of being, well, what if Google sent me to Spain, or what if Google sent me to Germany, or what if Google just didn't pull up IFA? Like, what if? But things work out when they're supposed to. Like not like I'm a prophet or anything,
Yeah, of course.
but I mean, the truly, like, y'all stumbled in my lap, and I was able to like really kind of take everything from this opportunity, and I'm so thankful for it. So thank you.
No, thank you. So nice. So I have a couple of final questions for you. When this experience of the Olympics, amazing, will be over, you're finally not, because you're not going to be happy, I already know, but you'll have to go back home. How do you go back? Like, you feel like...
Well, I think now, like we were talking about, with being able to know what I don't want to do, and all these things are allowing me to, when I get home, I'm going to, again, just get the job to get back in the cycle of things. And then from there, I know that for me, it'll be about taking, like I did here, taking my time to really figure out what is next. I have some things in mind that I want to go pursue when I get home, and try new sectors and new things, but it's one step at a time. It's being understanding and knowing that I don't have to do it this pressured American way. I don't have to rush into things. I can take it one step at a time. And it's okay to do a couple steps in a day. Don't get me wrong. It's not like, oh, 1 week I do one part of the step. Like, there's some urgency, right?
Of course.
But I'm able to really hone in on, yes, this sounds like a good thing, or no, this does not sound like a good thing, by taking my time. It will be very sad to leave. I've truly do feel like Ailey's home, and I'm looking for jobs abroad too, now that I have a new passport. But I mean, I have a lot of things going on when I get home, a lot of weddings to go to, a lot of engagements. So I'm going to be a busy bee.
You're also looking forward to that part.
I'm looking forward to going home and looking for this next chapter, and just seeing where it takes me, instead of being forced into the mold of the American society of doing all these things, checking these boxes. I'm ready to just kind of go with the flow in America, like I did here, and see how much more I can grow and learn about myself. Yeah, it doesn't have to be a race.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Life is not a race.
Absolutely.
And so I think like you said, will be pretty sad to leave here, especially because this part of my experience, not seeing it trumped the 10 months by everything, but the Olympics have been insane.
No, of course.
I mean, as someone who lives here in Milan, the Olympics have been insane for you as well,
Yeah.
I'm sure. But I think, like you said, what kind of person am I going to bring back with me is the new Josh, is the new...
Yeah, exactly, other than work.
Yeah, no, like that new person is going to...
It's you.
It's a new me. Like when I was talking earlier about, oh, what am I going to think when I get home, and what am I going to change because I've adapted to the culture here, and it's like, do I need to readjust for the... No, I'm not. I've adapted, and now I'm going to continue to adapt. And by allowing myself to feel less pressure because of the experience here, I'm able to grow in a way that I would never been able to if I hadn't come. Because now I'm able to understand that, yes, I need to do certain things in a certain way. Like, for example, like I need to, when I get back, find a new apartment, find a job, get these things going, because obviously I need to survive. But I don't necessarily need to be so focused on the goal. Like, I can be focused on the path to reaching that goal. Like, we all picture goals in our head, 10 years, what is the famous question, what do you want to be in 5, what do you want to be in 10, what do you want to be in 15 and 20? What do I want to eat for dinner tomorrow? I don't even know. So it's like, I'm focused on right now, and anything... Day by day, moment by moment, anything further than that. Obviously, I have plans, like I said, I have all these weddings and things, but I'm not focused about what the goal is going to be. I'm focused on how I'm going to get to it. And I think that's a big personality shift for me, because like as an American, for so long, we were told you have to be goal-oriented instead of like just life-oriented. I'm focused on the path to get there. And for me, that starts by slowing down, realizing that not everything has to be put so, like I have to be rushed into everything. I have to put so much effort and energy into everything I do. I can put some energy here, some energy there, and still get the same result. It's not about effort as much as it is about passion.
Bellissimo. Bravo. I have another question for you, which is, I mean, maybe risk of being repetitive, but I just want to like close all of these.
Yeah, shoot.
So what would you tell to someone that is uncertain about whether they should do an experience abroad like this or not?
I would say the first thing you have to look at is internally. If you're having these what if questions like we've been talking about, then the answer is go. Because if you feel so strong and secure in what you have going on at home, and there's no kind of lingering question or lingering what if, then I don't feel like you need the experience. Like if you feel comfortable and you want to take a vacation, take a vacation. But if you're looking for an experience and some growth, which I think we should all be, but I think if you're wanting more out of life or wanting more out of you, then without a doubt, take a gap experience or an experience anywhere, study abroad, whatever it may be, however that looks for you and I mean, some of my closest friends that I've made out here have been in their 60s and 70s, and some others are in their 20s. Like, you don't have to be 18, bushy-eyed to come out here.
You can do it whenever you want.
You don't have to be before college, after college. It can be any time you want. Like, there's always a time to take a break in life. I'm sure my parents would agree with me in the sense that even all these vacations that they've come out and see have been breaks for them as well, because I've done all the planning for them. So they've just kind of come and did it, whereas y'all did all the planning for me in the front end of things. And so once you get here with the help of someone like IFA or things like this, you're really able to kind of thrive. So if you have questions or doubts, for sure, do an experience abroad. If you're not as questioning of what you want to do or anything like that, take a yoga class, you know?
Go do
some meditation. Or take a vacation. But if you're looking for answers, then I think definitely go abroad. There's no other answer that I would say than do it.
Amazing. Thank you so much,
Of
Joshi.
course, thank you.
Always a pleasure.
Right.
And see you guys in the next episode.
Oh, ciao.
Ciao.